What's the best part about a hooker dying on you? The second hour's free. What's up, weirdos? Scott here. Thanks again for visiting the channel. As always, I appreciate it. If this is your first time at the channel, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the content. And today I'm doing a quick review on the Manganas Steel Caimano. I know I only unboxed this on Tuesday, but I've done a hell of a lot of research on this knife because I was waiting for it for a little while. It was a pre-order, so I was very excited about it. And since it's got here on Tuesday, I haven't been able to put the goddamn thing down. It's spoiler alert, this is going to be a good review. But real quick, if you don't mind, just head to Instagram, give me a follow. Let's underscore do it up, LETS underscore DOITUP. And if you would like to send a knife or knives into the channel for review, just send me an email. Let's diu79@gmail.com. LETSDIU79@gmail.com. Send me an email. I will send you my shipping address. You can send me the knife or knives. I'll spend a week or two with them, review them, and send them back to you as soon as I can. But again, this thing is phenomenal. I'm so excited to bring this to you guys. And these are still available, both versions. So if you are interested in this in any way and you're able to afford it, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to link the description down in, I'm going to link his website down in the description. So if you have the money and you're interested, please support my buddy Sharif Manganas of Manganas Steel, and go buy one of his knives if you're interested. They're just, I don't know why they're still available. This thing is, I mean, I'm not going to call it a game changer, but it's pretty fucking close. So let's get started. What do you say? So this guy is 8.5 inches overall, with a 3.5 inch, I'm gonna say a 3.75 inch blade and a 3.5 inch cutting edge. This is a compound ground blade, so you've got a hollow grind all the way out to the tip, and the tip itself is a flat ground blade. The tip itself is flat ground. There is a flat that carries out to about 85% the length of the blade. There is a nice opening hole cut into the top of the blade there, and then you can see you've got that beautiful harpoon notch there. Love that poon. With a swedge that starts at about 60% the length of the blade and carries all the way out to the very tip. There is a little bit of jimping up here on the spine of the blade for you to rest your thumb on if you need a little bit more control. Obviously on the back here we've got Manganas's symbol along with number, what was this, number 16? Yeah, 16, and this is S35VN, which I think was a very, very, very good choice. I love S45, I love S35, I love S30. Don't mind M390 steel. It's a good steel. I just feel like it's overused. That's all. So this guy is obviously running on bearings. You've got a full bolster or titanium liners with a bolster there, and then you've got some natural micarta inserts that lay on top of the titanium there. You've got some T8 screws here and here for the body screws, and then there is two more here on the other side. And there are T6 screws for the pocket clips, which you can see is reversible, which is fantastic. This is a frame lock, but you can easily disengage it with your left hand. And this, as you can see, this guy falls right back down into the handle. The action on this guy is phenomenal. The detent on this guy is phenomenal. The action and the detent, I'm going to do these one at a time. The action and the detent are as close to perfect as you can possibly get. I play with this thing all day long, whether it's flipping it with the flipper tab, you can light switch it, you can push button it, and another thing here is you just, no matter how hard you try, well, I proved myself wrong there, but no matter how hard I've been trying, I haven't been able to fail this thing. I'm being more careful on camera just to show you properly, but you can fail it, but it's not easy. You have to be very, very careful when you're just deploying this guy to fail it. If you do anything more than just a very, very light push, it's going to pop right out and engage that lock. The action on this thing is so close to perfect that I want to call it perfect, but I don't like saying that word. You guys saw the thumbnail. I've only done this twice where I get a knife and I love it, and I put up a thumbnail saying, go buy this, do it now, because he's going to run out sooner than later, I'm guessing, and people are going to want this knife. He is a small designer. He just started his brand, which is probably why they haven't sold out yet. Not a lot of people know about this knife. But as I said, this is one of my favorite purchases that I've made so far in my, I don't know if you want to call it a career as a content creator or whatever. It's just, this is what I do this for fun. This is therapy for me. So, but I've been doing this for about 3 years, and this is one of my favorite purchases in all that time. Just all the little details that Sharif hit on this thing are absolutely ridiculous. This blade is so sick looking. I absolutely love it. I love tantos. I love harpoon notches. I love being able to middle finger flick knives, thumb flick knives. I don't mind flippers, but just everything about this thing screams quality, screams perfect design, because the only nitpicks that I have on this thing are fit and finish issues, and that's all with KIZER. I mean, Sharif got them probably as close to as they could get to perfect on all these fit and finish issues. And you know, so that's not on him. The design itself is absolutely, I'm going to call it perfect. It just is. I mean, there's, this thing is such a joy to use. It really, really is. So we do have a steel lock bar insert on this guy. You've got a little bit of jimping here on the lock bar itself, just to help you disengage that a little bit easier. The frame, the show side on the frame is cut down just a little further to give you access to that lock bar. You've got a nice subdued relief cut for the titanium here, so you don't have, and this also doubles, the scale also doubles as the over travel stop. So you don't have to worry about doing any damage to the titanium at all. The pocket clip itself is perfect. I love this kind of pocket clip. You've got just kind of the ramp that comes in, and then a little piece that touches the micarta there. This guy slides in and out of the pocket almost effortlessly. I absolutely love the pocket clip on this knife. And they also send you an extra pocket clip along with all the extra hardware that you get with this knife. You get enough hardware to completely rebuild this guy. Even if you were to take it apart and like a stiff breeze came along or something and you lost all the hardware, the pivot, the steel lock bar insert, the pocket clip. Jesus, what else is in here? There's no extra backspacer, but everything else it comes with the knife. You get all the hardware that you need. You get the screw for the steel lock bar insert. You get extra screws for the body and the pocket clips. You get extra screws for the show side on the pocket clip screws. You get an extra pivot. You get an extra set of washers. Just an extra set of bearings. All that. It's everything that you need to rebuild this knife, except for the actual parts, the blade, the handles, everything else comes with an extra piece for you to replace those, which is really, really nice. You guys have seen the action. You disengage the blade. There's no lock stick here at all. It falls down to your thumb. Your thumb hits that flipper tab, and as soon as you remove your thumb, it falls down into the handle with no problem whatsoever. I don't know that I'd call this guillotine action, but it's definitely drop shut action. I can show you the flipping of the middle finger. I can show you the thumb flick. Whoops. That works very well. Just, this knife is so much fun to play with, guys. I can't find anything wrong with this knife as far as the design, the action, the detent, the lock bar. Centering is absolutely perfect on this guy, as you can see. And then there is absolutely no blade play left, right, up, or down. Completely solid vault lockup. Beautiful, gorgeous knife. This knife, I'm so glad I bought this knife. A lot of times you'll either get a pre-order or you'll see a knife that's going to be dropping and you can't wait for it to come out, and you get so excited about it, and you buy it and it gets there and you open it and you're really happy with it, but there's like maybe one thing wrong with it, or you know, just it doesn't feel right in your hand, and there's always some sort of a little bit of a letdown. Always. With this knife, there was not. I can show you right here on the show side scale that there is a tiny bit of a fit and finish issue here. You've got a little bit of a gap on this side, but it's right up to the titanium on this edge. That's a little off, but I mean, I don't know, you know, Sharif could have, and I've looked at a lot of the other knives. A lot of my friends got this knife. They all look pretty much the same. They've all got just a little bit of an extra gap here, and just a little bit of an issue with the blade, in my opinion. But I wish that they would have done kind of like a horizontal grind on the flat here, instead of just doing everything as a vertical grind to give it just a little bit of contrast. That would have been nice. I feel like that was a little bit of a missed opportunity, but otherwise, I mean, none of these things have any bearing on the function of the knife. It's super comfortable to use. You can't choke up on it at all, but I don't really feel like you need to. The handle's big enough to where it fits in my hand. And this jimping on the spine of the blade is absolutely perfect. This is a very aggressive looking knife, so yeah, it may not be for you. But if you do like the aesthetics of this knife, and you would like to have a knife that has all these factors dialed in almost perfectly, I definitely would recommend that you buy this knife for sure. When you get this, if you buy this particular version, you're going to get the natural micarta scales, which I did darken up with a little bit of oil, which I like to do just because I don't like chalky or crusty looking micarta. So I always put a little bit of oil on it to make it look a little bit darker and just a little bit more rich. I did take the screws out of the handle just to darken up those scales. Very easy. Nothing. I think that the pocket clip screws were Loctited in, but otherwise everything's clean, which is very nice. The disengagement on this guy is fantastic. I don't know if I said there's no lock stick at all, but this knife is just a joy to use. I love Sharif. He's a good guy. I really think he's going to sell out of these very quickly as soon as the as soon as the hype kicks in. Everybody that's gotten this knife has been raving about it, and I don't blame them. This does come in two different versions. You've got this version, and you've also got the Purple Haze fat carbon scales that go on the other one. This one is going to run you around $255. Again, if I had not known that this guy was made by KIZER, I would have assumed that it was made by Riot. I have another friend in the community who is a big Riot fan. He has a lot of Riot knives in his collection, a hell of a lot more than I do. And he agreed with me on that. He said, yeah, it's definitely that good. I would have thought it would have come from Riot if I didn't know that it came from KIZER. So that's saying something, guys. I mean, KIZER's not the top of the hill, but they're a mid-level company, I'd say. But them doing this kind of production is phenomenal. I'm so excited about this knife. I'm so excited for Sharif. He really hit it out of the park with this one. I can't really think of anything else to say about this knife other than just do some kind of size comparisons and stuff like that. So we're going to compare this guy first to the Rat Model 1. The Rat Model 1 obviously is going to be just a hair shorter than the Caimano. The Rat Model 2 obviously is going to be much shorter than the Caimano. The RSK MK1 G2 from Ritter Hogue is going to be just a little bit shorter than this guy. And the 8020.5 obviously is going to be a little bit shorter than the Caimano. And last but not least, we're going to do the SPYDERCO knives compared to the SPYDERCO Paramilitary 2. The Paramilitary 2 is going to be just a little bit shorter than the Caimano. And the Para 3 obviously is going to be quite a bit shorter than the Caimano. Carry profile. Check the thickness compared to the Para 3. The thickness on the Caimano is going to be just a little bit thicker than the Para 3, but not too terrible. And as far as height is concerned, I'm going to go with this this ramp on the blade here. So it's going to be just a little bit shorter in the pocket, or a little bit thinner in the pocket. I don't know how you want to put it, than the Para 3. That hump is going to be just a little bit taller in the pocket than the Caimano is going to be. Let me get you a quick weight on this guy. Make sure that's zeroed out. Okay, so I think this is a little over 5 ounces. 5.4. So yeah, 5.5 ounces. That's not terrible. It goes in and out of the pocket effortlessly. I mean, this pocket clip, he had to have tried this a million fucking times before he decided on this particular pocket clip, because it works great. So 5.8 ounces, I'm sorry, 5.4 ounces is not terrible at all. The scales on this guy, I think, were done very, very well. I don't know if I can show you or not, but they've actually got a small hump here so that you don't have that screw kind of poking out from the scale, and that is done on both sides. I think that's a nice little touch. The back spacer is very, very nice. This is bead blasted titanium, very dark matte color titanium. I really love that. And the back spacer's got this milling on it, kind of like a frag pattern milling. And that provides a little bit of traction in the hand, but not a terrible amount. I don't really feel like you need a whole lot of jimping on this knife, because just the way Sharif designed it, it fits absolutely perfectly in the hand. Zero hot spots, very, very comfortable. You got a nice palm swell right here. Your pinky kind of fits right here in this little dip, and then your index finger will go right here where the lock bar is. Lots of fun to play with, super easy to disengage, super easy to deploy, and it just looks badass, guys. Go buy this knife, please. Do yourself a favor. Thank me later. I think that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and stay up, weirdos. Take it easy. Bye.